Hello YouTube and welcome to a reading with Keep of the Moon Tarot. So this is going to be messages for each of the star signs for Gemini season. So we're in Gemini season now. I believe the sun moved into Gemini on the 20th, so we've had a couple of days of it. I'm going to see what each star sign has in store for Gemini season. However, do bear in mind that your sun isn't your only influence and other messages might resonate too. So check out your moon signs, your rising signs, obviously they're your big three, but also your big six in general. So your Venus and your Mars as well, like these, and your Mercury. These are all going to have influencing factors, especially depending on what transits you are going through. It's always best to try and combine your astrology with this reading as well, and what transits we have currently. So, for example, if you've got a Cancer in Venus, you might find that if we've got some kind of Cancer placement or something going on with Venus, wherever Venus is placed, you might resonate more with your Venus sign. And that's just an example. So anyway, moving on, let's get started. So we have got, let's start with Gemini because we are in Gemini season. So what's coming up for Gemini in Gemini season? What is the message for Geminis? Right, okay, so we do have some abundance. Now, this card came flying out the deck and it actually went flipping round a little bit. So that was telling me more in the energies that there is some abundance, there's some financial kind of things that are falling into place for Gemini placements. But I'm actually hearing exciting times ahead with Spirit. While there is some stability coming and some abundance and some financial abundance that's coming, that can be quite exciting. So it might be coming into a lot of money. It might be a bit of a windfall that you get unexpectedly. I do feel like the energy of it is erratic. So it could be that you are not 100% certain as to whether you're gonna come into this abundance. Maybe you are aware of it in some description. Maybe it's a new job that you've applied for. You're not 100% sure of whether or not you've got it in the bag, and I do feel like the energy is kind of up and down, so you don't know if it's coming. It's erratic, it's unstable. You're not necessarily forced to get it straight away as well, is what I'm feeling. So it feels like more than anything it's an opportunity, and a big one. So things that are coming through are like content creators. So if you're content, you might create content and it could be some form of contract with a brand that you wanted to work with. I'm getting things like, music as well coming through big time. So gigs potentially. I am getting more things like that can be hit and miss. I'm seeing people potentially meeting up with publishers if you write books or novels. It does feel like it's a big one. So there's some that will resonate with this, but for others, it could also be things like a lottery win or an unexpected payout from somewhere, maybe some kind of insurance payout or some form of windfall that you don't see coming. That's another thing that might resonate. And it feels big. It feels like a lot of money. It doesn't feel like it's security is what Spirit's saying to me now. It's something that's going to secure you. Like, it's something that's going to set you up. If it is some kind of gig or some kind of job opportunity, you might then have a kind of domino effect with your life in forms of other gigs and other job opportunities that come your way. You could get some kind of recognition for it. Like, it's big. It's something that's big. Let's see what else. Is there anything else to add to this message for Geminis? So it is something that you've been waiting on. You've been waiting on the results of it. It's a cycle that's coming to an end. It's a season that's being closed out. Spirit is saying some of you may have been quite unlucky prior to this, like you might have had a bit of a bad spell with luck, and it's something that really lifts up your spirits. With it being a 10 of Swords, obviously the energy is like not the most positive, but because it's a 10, it's closing something out. So you are going to see the results. You probably could be on the run up to finding out about this abundance. You could be quite like stressed. You could be quite stressed. And I'm hearing measured as well. So for some of you, you might even be thinking like, oh God, I'm on the breadline, like with money. You might have a bill that's coming out. You might have some like things that are unexpected to pay for, and you're like, oh, this is really stressful. You might have, like I said, just had like a bit of a bad patch, a bit of a negative run with money, or even just in life. And it's something that you're stressed out, basically. You've been stressed out. And this is something that is really, really set to lift your spirits and also set you up for the rest of the year. Like, you're going to have a more abundant 6 months. The next 6 months are going to be more abundant than the last. So let's move on from Gemini and see what's in store for Cancer and Cancer placements. What's going on, Cancer? Oh, okay. I've got a few that have dropped. So we have got the Two of Wands. We have got the King of Wands. We have got the Knight of Wands. A lot of Wands energy. And we have got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So, Cancers, Spirit is saying to me now, I've been biding my time. So, for you guys, I feel like this is more... Okay, so I am getting romance with you guys, but I'm also getting that it could be a situation that's not related to romance. It could be financial situation again. It could just be life in general. But you guys, again, have been getting pretty stressed out. You've had a long run of not feeling your best, not feeling your most abundant, not feeling your like you really are in your golden era. Like, you felt kind of down and out. You've had things happen, and I'm hearing splash you in the face. So what that means to me is maybe there's been some things that have been happening externally around you that aren't directly happening to you, but you've got like a splashback from it. So it could be family issues, it could be issues with your friends, and it's affected you, it's affected your energy, it's affected how you're feeling. And what I'm getting more than anything, Cancers, is that you are having like this major cycle going on, first and foremost, but it's created this like almost like a monster. It's created a monster. It's created like this fiery energy, and this energy of somebody who's really, really ready to explode. Now, if it's relation to love, it could be that the person that you're dealing with has got a third party. Maybe there's another situation going on. Maybe they're not completely available. It does give unavailability, and this situation is starting to get to you where you are really angry now. Like, you're very angry. So whether it's been going on for a while, or whether it's just a build-up of kind of other influences that have now pushed you to what you are willing to tolerate, it does feel like there's a lot of anger there. I do get love, because I do also get union with this person. So if it is like a love situation that's resonating, then there is union to be had. It's just that you have to probably go through this trying time, because there's something a little bit guided and fated about it. But I am also thinking that if it is not love that resonates, and if it's more like a personal circumstance, union is going to come in the form of self-actualizing. So putting your needs first and feeling fulfilled, like whatever that is. So whether that is in terms of you know, kind of shutting down from people around you that are being problematic, or that are, maybe they're not being problematic, maybe they've just got their own problems, and you're getting too invested, and there's going to be a need to draw up boundaries, basically, and just tighten your boots up really with it, and not let people drag you to this level. Because I do feel like this energy of being really angry and really not resentful, but it's borderline resentful, is kind of catastrophic to your mental health and your well-being, and who you are as a person. And Spirit is saying that, like, you know, things are kind of on hold in terms of moving things forward for the time being while you deal with these emotions. So that is something that is quite important that you do. So let's see what's coming up for Leos and Leo placements. I'm hearing new moon straight away. So something around the new moon could be quite significant. We've got the Six of Swords. Anything else? We have got the Ace of Swords. We've got the Ten of Wands. So you guys could be waiting on communication from somebody. You could be waiting on communication. Okay. So Ten of Wands is obviously an energy of being burdened by something, and I'm hearing stress, and I'm actually feeling like a pit in my stomach when I channel this energy. Like, you guys, again, we've got that energy of being stressed about something or feeling like there's a heavy energy, there's a heaviness here. But what it feels like more than anything is stagnation. It feels like you have just been suspended in this, like, energy that's not serving, it's not moving either way, it's not going backwards, it's not going forwards, it's just staying the same, it's just constant stagnation. And it does feel like with the Six of Swords, you're really waiting on the results of some form of communication in order to be able to move forward with your life. I'm looking at these water lilies and it's giving me some kind of healing as well. So I do feel like there's potentially like some healing that needs to be done, or that can't be done until you receive the results of this thing. Like, this, there's just something that you are waiting on the results from, and it does feel like it could be communication. I am going to clarify a few of these cards just to get a little bit more information. Like, what's going on with the Ace of Swords, please? Okay, yeah, so you want to move something along, and it is communication. Like, you can't move forward until you get some form of validation, or it feels more like it does feel like romance. It feels like an influence of somebody external to you that you're romantically involved with or romantically interested in. And it does feel again like they may have ghosted you. And I'm getting right, okay, so what's coming through now is potentially that this person has had external issues and you've given them a lot of kind of leeway in their behaviour at times, because they might be quite, you know, they might have got something going on that they're trying to resolve in the personal life. They might have got I just feel like this person feels like they've got a really heavy energy that's very anxious, very depressed, very Spirit said like they're quite self-involved. Like, now that is obviously not a great thing, but it's obviously who they are at this time. And I think that you're giving this person constantly the benefit of the doubt, because they are a good person deep down. They're just going through some stuff. And I mean, it could be as well that it's a friend. It might not even be romantic. To some it could be a friend or a family member, but this person is stagnating a situation for you by not getting back to you on something. So if you resonate with it being romantic, I do feel like it's a bit of a ghosting situation. I do feel like they've potentially gone through a really difficult time and they're just taking some time away. You might have been dating and then something's happened and then you've had to put your connection on pause. There's something about, you are in no contact and you are waiting for them to contact you, and until then you can't move forward, you can't move on, you can't move in the direction you want to, and you want to see that come to a halt. You want to see something happen. And I think even at times you felt maybe a little bit reluctant to say, okay, well, I know I need to move on, because you don't really want to move on from this person. But now you're getting to a stage where you are like, well, even if it means moving on, even if it means being heartbroken, like, I need to process something. But you're still giving them that little bit of extra time. If it's in relation to a friendship, I do feel like it could again be a similar nature, like you don't know whether the friendship needs to continue because they're not being a very good friend. You don't know whether you are giving them the benefit of the doubt, but maybe you've given them the benefit of the doubt for too long. And I think ultimately the message here is it has gone on for too long now. And I do feel like there is time for some movement. And Spirit saying to me as well, especially for those that do feel like they resonate with it being a romantic connection, Spirit saying to put it to rest, put it to bed, and if it's right, they'll come back round. If it is meant to be, if it's fated, that person will come back. You know, sometimes you do have to let someone go in order for them to prove their love for you. So, you know, loosen the reins. And then I've got plan as well. We have got plan. There's a divine plan, there's a divine order. I do think that if you do want to see results, now is a time that you do need to let go and let this person come back to you should they wish. You know, they may come back with communication as soon as you decide to energetically let go of them. Right, let's see what's going on for Virgos. What have we got in store for Virgo? We've got the Hierophant. What have we got in store for Virgos in Gemini season? We have got the Four of Wands, so that's 2 union cards. I am feeling quite a positive message for Virgos. We also have the Five of Swords. So, I'm going to clarify. Sorry, I couldn't get that straight. It was really irritating me. I'm going to clarify the Hierophant, but I do feel like the message that I'm getting straight away with the Hierophant is Gemini season is a season that's going to hold the key to you coming into union with somebody. Somebody that maybe you've had a long-standing connection with, maybe it's somebody new, maybe you've not met them yet. But this is where things start to change now, whether it means that union comes into play this season or whether it's just the beginning. You know, I do feel like Gemini season is where you unlock that timeline. Now, the clouds on the Hierophant, it's interesting because I've got a card in this other deck here. It's called Caprice, and basically it means sudden. It's sudden energy, if you don't know what Caprice means. I don't even know if I'm saying that right, to be honest. Anyway, I'd actually never heard of it until I got this deck. But the imagery on that card, the sudden card, shall we call it, is clouds. So I'm getting sudden vibes. I'm getting that this connection could come around really suddenly. We've also got butterflies on 2 cards. We've got them on the Five of Swords and we've got them on the Four of Wands. So it could be a transformational connection. It could have already transformed you. You could be going through a transformation alongside this. But either way, it's something that is going to unlock greatness for yourself. Now, with the Five of Swords, I'm just getting the vibes really strongly that I'm hearing pattern from Spirit, but you don't necessarily believe in love right now, or you don't believe that you are going to get something good coming to you. Like you're in a little bit of a negative energy. It just seems to be the theme at the moment for some of these signs. They're all kind of coming in with these like little negative energies. I don't think with you, Virgo, though, it's more of your nature at times to just doubt things. It's more of your nature to be anxious. It's more of your nature to kind of say, well, let's be logical about things. And you're coming from a perspective of you don't want to get hurt or you don't want to be disappointed. So I feel like Spirit's asking you to trust a little bit and have some faith. But I am also getting that there's like some form of negotiation going on at times. Maybe with this person who you're meant to be with, maybe with this person you're meant to be in union with, there's some kind of negotiating in terms of how you move forward. And then we've got the Knight of Cups as well. So this is somebody who's going to come in with a romantic offer. This is somebody who wants to romance you. It's somebody who wants to make things right if it's wrong. It's somebody who wants to have a relationship. Like, this is a really positive energy, but it's got a negative like tone to the energy. And I think it is because, Virgo, you are worrying so much. So do try to worry less. That is the message for you guys in Gemini season. So there go. Next up, we've got Libra. What's going on for Libra? Okay, so I'm getting the sense that there is a Libra somewhere that is rather impatiently waiting to kind of, again, it's a similar message to Leo, only I do think that these, and Cancer to be fair, but it's basically the vibe I'm getting with this is that Libras, again, yeah, maybe similar to Cancer, like you're getting frustrated with some kind of situation that's not really moving as fast as you'd like it to. I do feel like it's a tutorage situation. So it's a situation in which you felt like some kind, like maybe you might be babying somebody too much. We've got key, and then we have got the table. So I do get the impression that you've been teaching somebody your ways in some way. So maybe it's in a relationship, and maybe you're kind of taking on a bit of a leadership role, and it's not really. The thing is, Libras are cardinal signs, so it does make sense that that would be happening. But at the same time, Libras are also, you know, they're quite laid back, and I think generally Libras want a little bit they want more balance, they want a bit of give and take, and it might be that in this relationship you're doing too much. So it does feel potentially like, yeah, it just feels like there's too much control being taken from the Libra in this situation, and it's not kind of sitting with the personality. Like it's like as if this person doesn't really do anything, like they're a bit of a non-starter, and it's like, right, come on then, like, can we, like, let's get it. And you're starting to get really irritated, and it's like, I need them to take a little bit the lead a little bit more. I do think Libras who are watching this and resonating might feel a little bit of bit concerned at times that there is competition. Like, it does feel like, I don't think it's necessarily that this person has a wandering eye, but your mind is wandering, because you're like, why are they so disinterested? Why are they not doing this? Why are they not doing that? Like, why is it that I'm bringing all this stuff to the table and they are not, like, following up with them with their own kind of promises at times, or they're not following up with something that balances the connection and that gives balance to the connection. Like, there is a bit of a need for more here, and it does feel like you have created like a little bit of a gilded cage for yourself. Like, there's a little bit of feeling trapped, a little bit of feeling like you are not where you're supposed to be. So I think the overall guidance for this is that if you're feeling like you're babying someone constantly, it's probably not the right relationship. Now, I do feel like I get the impression that this is a connection that's on its way out. It doesn't feel like there's an element of, like, coming into union or harmony. Like, it doesn't feel like it's something that, I'm not saying it can't be fixed, and maybe it can be, but it really just feel like long term, this is probably not the right connection for you. Obviously, take what resonates and leave what doesn't, and bear in mind that there's going to be a few people watching this, but, you know, this is something that does feel really quite like it's seen better days. It's had its day. It's, you know, it's time now to just kind of say, look, this isn't working. I don't want to give to this anymore. I feel like this Libra is really just done. Like, there's a Libra who's done. They are done. They are really, really bored now. They are not having their attentions kind of kept. And it is just like, right, okay, this needs to end. This needs to end now. Scorpio. What's going on for Scorpios in Gemini season? So we have got the Knight of Wands in reverse. We have got Judgment. And we have got the Four of Pentacles. So it's an interesting energy for Scorpios, because it feels like you guys are holding on to something that is definitely not serving. Again, we're getting this consistent message. Maybe this is should have been more of a collective. But yeah, we're getting this consistent message of people either holding on to things that are not serving them or being kept stagnant in some way. So it's not much different for you guys, Scorpio. It does feel like we've got someone holding on to something, and actually in quite a toxic way. There's quite a toxic dynamic. We've got somebody who's very emotional. Like, we've got somebody who's maybe struggling with the idea of letting go of this thing and what emotions it might bring up. Like, I actually get with this reading more than anything that the person that you are holding on to is not a match, and they are not wanting to stay, and they maybe have already left, and it just feels like you are kind of just clinging to them in some way. So it could be with regards to hoping that you're going to reunite. It could be with regards to not moving on. There's just something that's like an energy of clinging to something that doesn't serve you anymore. And Spirit is saying it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere now. That's it. It's done. You need to kind of let it go, move forward. We've got Judgment, so I do want to clarify that, because I do think it could be a big lesson kind of thing. Right, okay, so we've got the Hermit to clarify, and we've got the Fool in reverse. So I'm hearing wishful thinking. Like, it is wishful thinking on your part. Oh, we've got another card. Hang on, let me see what that one is. Oh, okay, yeah, the Page of Wands in reverse. It's wishful thinking on your part that there's going to be a kind of happy outcome for this connection. It's wishful thinking. And I think with the Hermit, it's happening to you to get you to a place of reflecting more and to going within and to seeing what it is you really want, because I do think that this person is somebody that you've probably loved, or it's somebody that you've probably been with for a while or had a long-standing connection with, and you are kind of just thinking more along the lines of, okay, it's the history part of it that it's, you're just struggling with letting go of it because of the history that you've got together, or because there's that kind of, like, I think if you really thought about it, you would realise that it's really not the right connection. Like, it just seems like there's two opposing energies. It seems like a chalk and cheese kind of vibe, and I think that you would know that if you really looked at it and really looked within and thought, this person isn't actually serving me, they're not who I want, to spend my life with. Right, we've got Sagittarius. Gosh, there's some melancholy vibes going on with these cards. Straight away, the first card out, we've got the Three of Swords. Right, what's this one here? It looks like the Nine of Wands. So yeah, again, we do have, I've got history repeating itself. That's what's coming through. Spirit saying history is repeating itself. This feels like, again, another love connection that's gone a bit wrong. And I do think that it's because of you, Sagittarius. I do hate to say it, and I think you realise that you've messed up. It feels like potentially that you could have lied about something in this connection, and lied about something quite important. It might have been a silly lie at the time, or something to save your skin, or something that's that you thought was going to be, I think you've done that. I think you've lied for the right reasons. Like, you've lied for a greater cause, or you thought it was, and then this person's found out and actually it's crossed a big boundary for them, and so they've kind of left, or they've left things with you where you're uncertain about where it's going to go and how they feel about you. And I'm hearing cross, so this person's very angry with you. They're very, very angry with you, and it does feel as well like you've really hurt yourself in the process of doing it. The Ace of Wands is, you know, this energy is you really, really hoping that you and this person can get it back together and that this person can forgive you, and you are feeling really, really under pressure. When I'm hearing history repeating itself, I'm thinking that this is something of a bit of a pattern that you've done, and I'm hearing saving the day as well. So maybe you've done it. This is maybe the reason why you've done it. Like, maybe the reason why you've done it is because you were saving the day and you were being a bit of a hero, but you were the hero in someone else's story and not in your own. And this person might have been a bit of collateral damage for it. And I do think that potentially, I'm hearing poison again. So there's something pretty toxic about what's gone on. It is a pretty big situation. This person's really felt injured by your lies. They've really been hurt. They're very, very angry with you. And I do feel like ultimately you have got a lot of making up to do. And that's the guidance more than anything. The guidance, Sag, is that you do something special for this person. And I'm getting that for some of you that's difficult because they're probably not talking to you. But it is your turn. It's your turn to pull it out of the bag. Like, you're going to have to pull it out the bag for this person, because I do think that they have really suffered through this incident. You have too, and you've not done it for being a bad person. It's just that it's something you've probably done out of necessity. You know, I do think if you want to fix things, which you do, the only way you're going to do so is if you do make some kind of grand gesture for this person, and hope that they can, you know, put it to bed. Let's see what's in store for Capricorn. What's going on, Capricorn? We have got Six of Swords. We have got the Hermit. So Capricorn's feeling a little bit in like a meditative state, I'm feeling. I'm getting the vibe more than anything that these Capricorns are literally burnt out. So I do feel like Gemini season, you're going to find you are a little bit more reflective on where you direct your energy and where you take back your energy is more the vibe I'm getting. I feel like more than anything, Capricorns are willing to sacrifice things at this point. Like, I do feel like for the most part of this year you've probably been juggling some stuff. It feels like you've been juggling. It feels like you've been trying to make something work. Could be your career, could be a friendship, could be a relationship. You've been trying to make something work. You've been juggling. You've taken on too much. You've bitten off more than you can chew, and you are kind of like, right, you know what? I need to pull back some energy now. I need to spend some time alone. Like, you might be feeling a little bit isolated. You might not, but I feel like as well you're not really wanting to go out much. Like, which this energy does feel like it's retreat energy. It's like go and lick your wounds energy. But I do also feel like the person who's resonating with this reading more than likely hasn't had something really bad happen. It's just that you're a bit burnt out and you just need some recuperation. You need to regather your thoughts. You need to spend some time like isolated and thinking about what you need to change in order to feel better in yourself. So, quickie message for Capricorn. We've got Aquarius, Pisces. Oh, we've still got a few. So let's see what's going on with Aquarius. What's coming in Gemini season for Aquarius? Right, okay. Aquarius, it feels like a bit of a come up energy. We've got the Empress. It does feel like it's an energy for Aquarians, like you've maybe had again, it feels like you've not really been yourself. Like, maybe you've lost your mojo recently, or you had. It's a bit similar to Capricorn's energy, but I'm not necessarily feeling a burnout as such. I'm just, or taking back your kind of energy from others. I'm more just feeling like maybe just there's a change in terms of, it feels like personal style in some ways, or like maybe a little bit more shallow. Like I don't really want to say shallow, because these things, as people can consider looks to be shallow, but if it's something that really affects your mental health and your well-being, then it's not really shallow, is it? It's quite specific, I do think, and it does feel like for some Aquarians or Aquarius placements, you may be having a bit of a glow up and a little bit of a change up in your energy, a bit of a transformation, coming into a bit more of a confident era in Gemini season. It could be because you are in the sign of a fellow air sign and you're vibing. It could be that. It could be because you are kind of making some changes. Maybe you're changing your wardrobe up. Maybe it's because we're coming into summer and, you know, you've got some new fits that are looking good. It could be weight loss. It could be getting your hair done. Like, it just feels like there's a bit of a glow up energy. And because you've got a glow up on the outside, you're having a bit of a glow up on the inside. And maybe you haven't felt down and out as such, but you are having a glow up now. So it might be that you felt fine in yourself, you know, it might be that there's been no real noticeable you know, not feeling good in yourself or anything like that. It's maybe you've just felt normal, but for some reason significantly now you are feeling significantly like more confident, and you know something's changed. There's a glow up energy to this reading here. Let's move on to Pisces and see what comes up for Pisces. What's coming up for Pisces in Gemini season? Right, okay. We've got Page of Swords, we've got King of Cups, and we've got the Lovers. So I do feel like this is an interesting one. This actually feels really positive. I mean, Aquarius did, to be honest, and Capricorn felt better than some. But this one does feel really positive. With the Pisces, I feel like we've got, and I'm hearing lasting. So we have got a situation in which you may have met somebody recently who is your cup of tea. Maybe they're a bit of you. There's somebody that you're very interested in. There's somebody that you've got a deep connection with. I'm hearing wisdom as well. So like, it's more than chemistry. It's more than attraction. There's a wisdom there. There's a really good feeling about this person. Like, this feels like, you know, something really strong. Like, this is the Lovers card, if you can't see. So, you know, this person definitely draws something out of you. They draw out your emotions. They heal you. They are really somebody who you feel like you could have a lasting relationship with. And with the Page of Swords, this is a baby energy, but it is somebody who is going somewhere. So it's new, it's fresh, it's new, but it's going somewhere. I do think you want to start communicating that to them. You want to start asking them how they feel about progressing into being exclusive, or progressing into, you know, putting an official stamp on things. I also feel like for some it could be long distance, or maybe you've met over social media. There's something about social media that's significant. What's this one here? I've got a card here, sorry. It's not wanting to show itself. Right, oh yeah, it's a Two of Wands, so it's a union card. You know, this person is your person. You know, if you've met this person recently, I do feel like this is your person that you're going to spend the rest of your life with, or at least a very long time with. We've got the Eight of Swords in reverse. So this is somebody who frees you from something. Like, it could be past relationships that they're freeing you from, and some wounding that you've not healed previously. But I also feel like this is somebody who you discover things with. You maybe you learn a lot from them. Like, they've shocked you in so many different ways. They've opened you up to things. It's a really special connection. So let's see what's going on for Aries, and then I've just got Taurus, I feel, and that's that. Right, so Aries, we've got the High Priestess, we've got the Eight of Swords. What is this one here? We have got the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, there's one on the floor, just have to grab that one. Right, okay, so we've also got the Two of Wands. I think for Aries, the vibe I'm getting is a little different, and this is more about a situation that is due to fizzle out and you're feeling a little bit like you can't leave. That's the vibe that I'm getting. So from Pisces with the love connection that's probably long lasting to Aries with a connection that's on its way out, it does feel like you're not wanting to stay with somebody anymore because they're not serving you. They're not fit for purpose, Spirit's saying. The High Priestess is showing me that you probably always knew this and you're probably always just trying to make it work. And with the Ace of Pentacles, I'm definitely seeing that this person has a bit of a hold over your security. So maybe you've got a house together, or maybe financially you're dependent on them, but it does feel like you're waiting to see the results of something so that you can leave, or you're a bit scared to leave because of the stability kind of thing. So let's just see what else we can get, like any advice for that situation. So we've got fame, which is an interesting one, and I do think that that's signifying that this person will talk a lot when you do end things. This person is probably a bit of a gossip. They probably like to stir the pot. They probably like to get people on their side. So I do feel like that's a warning from Spirit that when you do decide to move forward, you are going to get talked about. They are going to spread rumours around town. It's going to be one of them things that could be something that you're worrying about as well. But I also feel like you have to take that as something. Don't let that stop you, because if that's going to happen, it's going to happen. And I do think in these situations as well, it can feel like it's the end of the world if somebody's going to talk bad on you when you break up. It can feel like it's the end of the world, but it is just passing gossip. It's fleeting gossip. People generally don't remember these things in years to come. They generally don't remember them in even months to come. So if you've got if you're letting this worry you, that this person's going to be a bit of a gossip and kind of talk about you around the town, please don't let that stop you from ending a connection that's not serving you. We've got negotiation, so it could be as well that you might have to draw up some kind of contracts with this person, or dissolve some contracts and negotiate, even in a legal sense, to end this relationship. It does make me feel like there's some kind of tied up finances, or even a marriage or something that's like going to be difficult to kind of navigate away from. We've also got country as well, and I do feel really strongly like Spirit's guiding you in this scenario to spend as much time as you can in, I know it sounds like a weird thing to get from it, but I'm getting spending time in nature more than anything. We've got the Two of Swords, and I feel like you are at a crossroads, but that being in nature and that grounding energy is going to be what helps you to make your plan of exit, because obviously your exit strategy is quite important here, because it does feel like there's a dynamic where it's a little bit like sorry about that, guys. It's a little bit like cohesive control vibes is what I'm getting. A little bit like this person's a bit controlling, and they're using control tactics and manipulation tactics to keep you stagnant, right? So let's move on to Taurus finally and see what's in store for Taurus in Gemini season. Right, okay, so I'm getting quite a significant message with Taurus about feeling a little bit like second best in some ways, and I'm getting more of a friendship circle than anything else, but it could even carry over into romance. But we've got an energy of somebody walking away from something, and I feel like that's you, Taurus. That's you walking away from maybe I am really strongly getting a circle of friends that I feel like there's somebody in this circle of friends, like it could be a larger circle of friends. I'm actually seeing 8 people, funnily enough, so that could as well be linked to this. But it's a circle of friends in which it's probably got a lot of personalities, it's probably got a lot of dynamics, and you potentially are feeling a little bit like a wallflower amongst a couple of these people, if not more specifically one person that's dominating this group of friends, it does feel like this person is really adamant that they are the top dog, and it's kind of either throwing you off top spot where you was prior, or you just really don't like this energy and you really are kind of speaking out against it. It feels a bit like rebelling against the norm or going against the grain. Like maybe all the other people in this friendship group are quite like eating this person's, like they're eating this person's shit up basically. Like they are all putting this person on the pedestal for whatever reason. Maybe she's extra confident, maybe they're interesting, or maybe they've had an interesting life or an experience that's like just they're drawing people in, they're magnetizing people in, like people are like really drawn to them, and it's causing a little bit of jealousy. It's causing a little bit of you feeling like you want to inform people of who this person really is. So maybe you don't actually like them, or maybe they're not who they say they are, but it's also giving like jealous vibes. It's also giving spitting your dummy out vibes. So try to bear in mind that if this person is somebody who you don't get on with personally and you don't like, that doesn't mean that others can't like them. Not to say that they aren't who you think they are. Maybe they are, but sometimes people just have to realise that on their own. Like people, sometimes they're going to have to come to their own conclusions on it. Like the best thing you can do in a situation like that is to sit back and wait for everyone to find out. You know, you don't want to be the one that's caught with a wooden spoon staring the pot. So I do feel like if you can try to play it cool a little bit, like this could benefit you anyway, long term, you know, in the long run, when people do see what this person's true intentions are, then, you know, you'll kind of gain back your position, sort of thing. It's just that at the moment there is a little bit of stubborn energy, a little bit of jealous energy that's coming through, but also I do feel like it's genuine. Like I feel like your reasons are genuine. It's just that you are kind of, you need to take the higher path here. You need to take the higher road. So that's all I've got for the readings for what's coming in Gemini season. I do hope you've enjoyed it, and comment below, you know, which one resonated for you. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you very much.